Hello everyone, my name is Ender from my YouTube account. Today I'm going to be showing how to make custom aliens for Alien Evo tutorial. This is episode 1 where I'm going to show you how to add it in game. And this is not my first recording of doing this. I've done several and this screwed up every time, so hopefully this is the one. And this is kind of my first time, so I do apologize if my video is not up to quality or the best. But and if you need to turn on subtitles if you don't understand me. So I'll link stuff in the description of what I'm using and all that. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. Also, I'm not going to be showing you how to use CubeJS. So technically, there'll be one thing is CubeJS, but it's the only thing. I'm not going to show you how to use animations or items and stuff with it, because I don't understand myself. And this is strictly Palladium. You can use it as a tutorial for Palladium to a certain extent, but it's mainly Alien Evo. Right. First, we're going to go to... First, I'm going to open my Discord up. Hold on. I am in announcements here. This is where the test pack is, the complete one. If you go to Custom Aliens, that's the old one. If you go there and go in the pins, but this is the complete one that I have made. Which shout out to the Alien Evo creators. If they are watching this, please pin this, so it'll be easier to get. So, yeah, let me download this. You download the test pack from the Alien Evo server, which I'll link down below. Once you downloaded that, and it would extract. Basically, you go here, extract all, hit extract. And this will give you a copy of this. Do not turn this to a jar file. I'll explain why in a moment. I have to close that. Open this up. Open your mod launcher. I use GD launcher. Alright. Also, if you hear anything in the background, please ignore it. It's for family and stuff. Just ignore it. Anyways, you go to your mod launcher, which for me is GD launcher. That's what I use. Go to mods and click on open mods folder or whatever thing that gets into your files. For me, it's open mods folder. It's the easiest. You'll open to this, at least for me. Open here, and it should work for CurseForge and Modlarith too. A mod launcher to really use. Then go to add-on packs. If you don't see add-on packs when you create your mod pack, don't worry. Just load the game up. It's Palladium, which it's all the mods I have on here. But it's because of that pass. No, Palladium. It's because of Palladium. Or for it to create the add-on packs for which you can create yourself, but it's just load up the game and close it. Literally just download Palladium, load up, close it. You don't even need to download Alien Evo for the add-on packs things show. But yeah, go to here, go to downloads, and move this here. You could copy and paste it if you want, but like copy, paste. Yeah, let's load up my mod launcher to see what it looks like in game. I got my game loaded up here, and if you recognize the place, it's the lab. Though, and Blaze lend me it temporarily for this. He did do some renovations to security, which is nice. Also, hear the footsteps from Presence Footsteps mod. I like it. It's fun. Anyways. He's got the Omnitrixes for me set up. And Grim. I'll go in there in a moment, but I'm going to show you what the Evo test pack adds in. Or to add an extra alien you want, you do /alien auto add, which I use, but you can do Evo playlist and just do playlist 1, slot 2, 1, then alien, but I do auto add because it's much easier to do in that. Unless you want your aliens in a specific slot, I use auto add, so. Auto add and Evo test pack. Which, yes, as in Rick. This is so cool. which I got shoulder surfing reloaded for this. Rigby. Which, yes, this stuff is color customizable. Which I'm glad that there's a regular show reference to this. And here's the info. Rigby is short anthropomorphic brown raccoon who formerly worked as a groundskeeper at the park. Yeah. He has no abilities. After all, he's just a test alien. But what alien are we going to do today for the tutorial? Well, I'm a special guest in there. I'm surprised they're actually here. Hey, Dr. Treyhorse. I'm surprised you're here, man. Thank you for setting the dummy up. I am genuinely surprised you're here. I don't know why he's not talking to me. He's weird. Anyways. We're adding Buck Wild. Yes, this is going to be adding the 5 project, which I'll show you if you're making a separate pack where you want to add an alien to a pack you're making, but you already made it in one pack. You don't have to remake it. I'll show you how to import that, but that'll be end of the series, which is pretty easy to do. But here's Buck Wild we're doing, which I had to make. To get this here, I use Immersive Pages. A great mod. Anyways, Buck Wild. That's the alien we're going to be doing today. For reference and everything. So, let me show you how to get this part up now. Actually, before that, I do recommend always, when you're testing an alien or creating an alien, always transform to the Rigby test pack. Because you could, like, experiment and figure stuff like this. If something goes wrong, like, all that. Oh, yeah. My bad. I completely forgot to mention why you need to put in the add-on pack. It's because if you do /reload, if you change anything in the code, it will reload everything you changes. And anything visual like the model itself, you do F3 plus T, and it would reload the thing. It works for most things, but if you put in the jar form, you don't have to reload the game every time you do it. So, in the add-on packs form, so it'll be a whole lot easier. So you don't have to, like, get out of the game, reload the game, and all that. Like, you just do it in here. The only time, there's some exceptions here and there for that, but I wouldn't really worry about those. So now, I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, then. First, you're gonna look to your Visual Studio Code, which I recommend to download this. Look at the tutorials for it, which I highly recommend to use this. I think you can use Word, but I recommend use this. After you load your Visual Studio Code up, you click on Open Folder. Then you go to the for your add-on packs. Copy that pathing and paste. I don't think it's copied it. Copy, paste. Then you click on this and select File, and boom, it will reload everything. And it'll give you all of these. But now I'm going to have to close it temporarily. Why? There is a reason. First, I'm going to close this. We're going to start renaming things. So let's rename this tutorial pack as an example. And we'll show you your rename stuff. Renaming files is very important, but how I do this is just rename all of them except one file the same name as this. Like for this is tutorial pack _ pack, which file names are very important. If you go to here, Palladium and render layers, you see Alien 300. That is your codex number. You gotta make sure it's matched with your alien codex. Say your alien codex is 90 or for some reason. Then you rename this to, well, 90. Basically, the codex system is what you're going to customize it within the code, which I'll show you how in a moment after I set this up. Basically, this will tell you, hey, the codex thing tells the alien, but hey, this is an alien. I add to the objects. That's how the system works. For Buckwild, it's 173. This is the render layers, but this is very important. Tutorial pack data assets. Here you gotta name this, which is very important. Which I'll go into why this is important and why this has to be different from the other ones, at least from my experience. Maybe it's a different story, but it's right here. Now I reload this up, which I gotta like reselect everything. There you go. We're back in here. Now it's named tutorial pack. But I'm gonna go up here to alien codex. It's the only Cube.js thing technically here, which you go right here, and you rename this 300 number to your alien codex, on which I explained. Also, you need to rename this here to your pack thing you named right here. This is right here. This has to be the same name and path. Basically trying to register it, and there's things when I rename stuff I completely forgot to fix to make sure this matches up with that, and that always screws me up because I got everything else right, but my end's not working. I don't every time I transform to them, the object disappears, or my abilities are not working at all. It's like they are there, but when I press them, they don't do nothing. That's because it's probably because of this. You just change things around. So, yeah. Here's the easy way I do it is I type in Evo test pack, because you gotta rename the Evo test pack stuff to your current pack name. So tutorial pack and rename. You rename everything all at once, so you don't have to manually rename everything. See right here? You renamed all of this. And since it already had aliens right here, it didn't change that part. It only changed the thing you specifically type. But if your thing is like have aliens or it's a completely different thing, then you gotta like make sure it matches up, or else it won't work. Now I got to do 300 and 173. And replace all that with that. Now I'm going to explain these. I will explain these in a later date, but I'm going to I'll probably explain this in this video too. But this is your alien. Good. This is the alien codex, obviously, right here. But this is your randomization. If you want it to where aliens randomizely transformable, like randomly transform the alien, you can set this true or false. For me, it's true because Buckwild is going to be randomly transformable. But you can set this to false if you want, like that. For me, I'm going to keep it true. And I'm going to go up here. Now, I'm going to change the model and stuff for Buckwild. Would you go to here, to Assets, Tutorial Pack, and I'll do link. Then you go to your Geode, Aliens, and I forgot to rename this. Yeah, you gotta make sure everything's renamed to your alien matching number to this. I already got a Geo stuff because a friend of mine named Ben50BT makes my models. He's a great dude. He's the goat in this. I'm going to delete these from Rigby, and I am going to copy and paste this in here. Well, why is it, like, if you're wondering why is there 10K default prototype, let me explain. This is just for badges, but this does apply to the geo of your model, or your alien model, and to some extent to your textures, but it's a little different. But basically, it's like there's different versions of it. Like this is for the prototype Omnitrix, this is for the 10K Omnitrix, like this is for each Omnitrix, and this is for the recall Omnitrix. Then you could add like another one that and rename it to recall. That's for the recall calibration add-on. Though I don't know if I don't know if Red changed that to where it uses the default stuff now, but yeah. Here's Buckwild's model. I'm gonna copy and paste this 3 times. Why? Because I'm gonna rename them to have this. Always have this part before, like prototype, default, and 10K before the geo. So always do that. You could do something else, or probably a quicker method than this, but this is how I do it with this part, with typing manually. But you always gotta make sure that these have the same name. And now we're going to textures. The textures are a bit more complex, specifically. I will keep these here. Don't delete these yet. These are kind of like reference to help you out. This is what helps me out. Now I'm going to load my GD launcher. But if you want, like, oh, how do I open my model in if it's in a geo? You just click right click, open with block bench. Click on that, boom, it'll open block bench. Here, I already had the stuff set because I originally recorded this, but here how to import. But your model's not going to have like textures on that first when you like open it. To already get textures, just click on import right here. Click on here, and you click on your PNG of your texture. But how do I get copies of this? Do I import constantly? No, you don't. You gotta split this up in 3 parts, which I'll explain. Glow is basically your glow color of whether you want to glow on your alien. For Buckwild, it's just their eyes. Basically, it's just his eyes. But if anything else glow, you will leave it there. But how do I get everything off there? Well, you just delete it, like literally. I'm going to show you an example by duplicating this. Go to here. I always rename this, so I'm just going to leave this here just because it actually saves by accident. I don't want to override it. But you go here, change size, and just delete it. Delete your eraser size and keep everything there. If your model has more depth, like more stuff you want to keep, you're going to probably be more careful doing that. Like, for example, you gotta do it for the uniform and skin. But say like your alien doesn't have a skin or a uniform or even a glove for whatever reason, which it probably does, then you just remove everything. Like I would just max up to 1,000, delete everything and save it how that is, and put that in whatever glow, uniform, or skin. That's only if you don't have anything for that specifically. But as Buckwald does, he has all of that. Which, this is glow, this is skin, which the skin's the color you change in the Evo menu. That's weird. But this is the color stuff, which I haven't reloaded everything, that's why nothing's changed, but this is the color stuff right here. The color 1, 2, and 3 is part of the skin. Primary and secondary is part of the uniform colors. Which, if you have a custom uniform, this will not work. You gotta use Steven's color palette. Like, you gotta have these exact color palette for it, because there's no way to customize the uniform color system. Which I'll go into the next video, but yeah. But you can customize the skin. And since Buckwald has like a unique color to his side for his default one, then that's going to have to be part of his skin, and that's going to like add an extra color thing, which I'm going to show you how to do in the color system, where we can have more than just 3 colors. So, yeah, I already got this set up, so I'm going to save all this, then add this in, which you just save, just click right here, and then just save it to wherever. I just saved the downloads for me. Here's all of it saved. Saved up. Now let's put in the test pack. Now, since already all this saved up, you can just delete this, but normally I'll just like copy and paste it in and just rename it all. But you can do like this to block bench when you're like editing them specifically. I like to just copy and paste it, but you just put them in and you paste this. Boom. You got all this stuff in here. And always make sure this is exactly the supposed name. I made sure beforehand, but now I got all this in here. Now it's up. I'm going to show something up. Well, I don't have Buckwild's like alien icon made yet. I completely forgot to do that, which I know I was forgetting something. But to make, so I would have that made. Which in order to change that, like you go to, I think it was in Assets, Alien Evo Textures. Then you go in here. This is the GUI where the alien shows up on the little, right here. This is the alien icon that shows up, like, right there, right here, or well, right here when you're not showing the power, or when you like select an alien when you change it back. Like right here in the thing. That's when that shows up. But the sill in your, but the sill is the silhouette. To make a hologram, you're going to have to do something else, which I'll probably show the later dates. But you gotta make this. That's the sill, which I'm gonna show you how to make that pretty easy. First, you're going to have to go into Blockbench. I'm gonna go one of the full textures. As I'm using the OS, you can use those. I don't think it matters, but I have full textures because how Blockbench saves it. But you're going to screenshot your model. But how am I gonna do that? You click on View, and you go to Screenshot Model. Click on View, and then go down here, Screenshot Model, or you can press the thing. But before you do that, click on this. Click on the blue thing. This will align your model like that, and you can make sure you're zoomed out. Go right here, Screenshot Model, Control P, or if you're doing that, like Control P, then boom. It'll be like this, then hit Save. Oh yeah, if you want to get out like being stuck like that, you just do that. Yeah, he does have a tail, but it'll be fine. But since that's saved, I go over here to Downloads and click on the PNG. But how am I going to change it to all black? Well, download Paint.net, which I recommend. You can probably use anything else with this really, but I use Paint.net personally. Click on Paint.net, like Open With. You go here, Open With. Click on Paint.net, and Paint.net's opened. Now you go to here to Image, no, not Image, to Hue, Saturation, and Adjustments. Like, click here, click on this, or Control Shift U. Then set all this down. Say OK. And you could probably change the size, which you can't change size, which you gotta do manually. Which I usually have someone else do for me, but I'm gonna try it right here. I'm going to say resize. I'm gonna say 100. I think that's good. And hit save. Now that's saved, and I go to Assets. Go to here, to Models Sill. Copy and paste this. And I would copy the name of this. This is easier, but delete this. Rename this to that, but change the 300 to 173. To your alien codex number specifically, but to me it's 173. And now it would automatically change the alien of that. But we're not done. Now I gotta go here to render layer, which rename it to your alien. For this, I'm gonna just name it Buckwild. Well, you could probably rename this to your alien species name, which I'm gonna look at Buckwild species in a moment. Buckwild species name is Genius Lupus. But for this case, which you gotta make sure you keep everything lowercase, unless within these comma brackets, which I'll go in further depth with. But you gotta make sure it's lowercase and no spaces. You gotta put underscore if it's separate. Genus Lupus. Which I'm gonna go down here and rename. Oops. Almond Powers. Oops. I was supposed to go into Palladium and render. Go into this render layers. Awful. And I'm in the render layer. Now I'm going to do my 10. You can manually name all of this, but I'm gonna name everything of Rigby to Genius Lucas. Always make sure everything's lowercase and has no space in between, and for any spaces it should have, just do underscore. But there are some exceptions to this, but mainly into the JSON files and in stuff like this. But this is going to replace everything with Rigby in it. Now, boom. But I'm going to explain what each one does, but this is your color stuff. But now everything's been replaced to Genius Lucas. But I got to replace, but I got to change the textures and the model. Here, I got to rename this to match my geo. I just renamed it, replace everything else with it, but I got to match this with what I haven't named. Which I'm going to look at the textures real quick. What do I have named for the modeling? Buck Wild. Just being sure, because you gotta make sure his names got match. And yeah, Buck Wild. So I gotta name this, but since I already did everything manually, you probably like do this before you rename everything, because there is things you gotta rename with that method. I mean, not with that method, you can name everything manually. You could probably name yourself like the species name, but in this case, I just named it. Well, Ben named it to the alien Buckwild's name. Basically, this, which I'm gonna explain this is the model. It's actually rendering a geo, and this is rendering the texture, which you gotta do for all the stuff. But this is rendering the texture and model. The hashtag stuff, don't worry about. That's actually selecting for the uniform for both of these to add. But your render layer is just adding the model in and actually doing it, which I'm going to rename everything else in a moment. But the reason I didn't rename everything, because down here is the Rigby, where your name's Rigby. This is your power. This is the power registry, not the model or texture, which I've done enough for. Because that will screw up with the color palette, which I've done before, which my color palette wasn't working for a reason, even though I matched the colors and stuff up, which I'll explain in the next episode. But because I named it the texture and model name, not the power name, or the species name, which I'm gonna name it. Hey guys, I'm back, and I just realized something. While I was like editing the video, I realized I didn't record everything. So that really ticks me off. But I'm going to quickly go over what I did on the end of the recording. I also recorded another part, the ending of it. Because originally, I had a recording of the alien in-game and everything. Like, I got all that edited, and the alien was in-game fine. But I kind of crashed one because I forgot to rename something and such. So, yeah, hold on. As you can see right here, I got everything, all this named to Buck Wild, as I was saying beforehand, before I got interrupted, before the recording didn't really work for a reason. Also, I want to be very clear on this. Make sure you have the skin for the texture. Always have, like, skin, uniform, so it can register what type of textures it's going for, and glow. Always have it like that. And I'm gonna load my game up and show Buck Wild in. I am back in the game. Everything should be I know everything works as I done before, but here's the icon, and before I didn't have one made, but now I do. And after I show this part, I'm gonna show a part I continue on with the recording. So it's gonna be a bit out of place in the recording, because I recorded that before I found out. So it's gonna be weird, but here's Buck Wild. Originally his legs didn't want to move or anything, but I got that fixed. It'd be explained in the recording, but yeah, and Buck Wild size is temporary. You could change that much later. But I also want to show you a few extra things. I don't remember if I showed this not. I looked on the review. I don't think I did show this, but if I did already show this, I apologize for repeating myself, but I'm trying to be sure I got everything, and I don't want to record everything. So I'm gonna show some things off real quick and better explain things I didn't before in the recording. In here, I didn't really explain the size thing because I already had that set. But if you go down here to if you want to confuse to alter your size, which I'll go further in depth and all the abilities, how to add them and all that. But size change normally would be set to something like points, a 0 point something, like 0.9 or something. I can't remember what the exact was. But I have it like 1. That's for now. That's not his true size, but you always change that. This automatically changed which your skill points, which when I changed it when I did this. And you gotta make sure your track score also matches up if you do it manually, because that's the track score is basically constantly check on that, make sure it's actually running the game. In the Lang in English, this is important since I already named all of this, but I had to like put an underscore here so the colors can be matched, which I'll show you how to customize the colors in the next video. But here's Buckwild's thing, which I'm going to add Buckwild's description, because this is for your description thing. Yeah, so the next part of this video is gonna be a bit weird and out of order, but thank you for watching. I'm going to continue do this, and in the next episode we're gonna go over the color stuff. So thank you for watching. Hey guys, I'm back. It's been like about a week. Stuff happened in between us. I'm gonna add this later in the episode, so I've yet to edit it, but I add this. I got the world fixed, though the camera seems to be lost. Hope Blaze ain't mad about that. Yeah, everything. I don't know if those closed or not. I don't know. In between, I got the hologram fix, the silhouette fix, thanks to Sapono, a good friend of mine. He fixed the silhouette, and the reason why I don't remember, it's been a week, I don't know. I don't remember saying this, but this was the cost. I forgot to rename this from 300 to 273. So even if you don't change this, remember to match the name up. That was my fault. That's why it crashed. So also I fixed the legs. Ben, when he made the model, didn't name the armor pieces right, which I'll show you in a moment. You see here, he didn't name these. That's why it didn't work. They had to be like capped like this. That's why legs didn't want to work. So I don't really blame him on that. I'm just checking the recording. I don't blame him on that. So, hey guys, I just got almost done with editing, but it happened in the other video I made, and it also happened again in the video I was making, because I don't think I unpaused some things for whatever reason. Like, I'm just checking the recording. Yeah, for whatever reason, it just didn't like unpause it. So, something I don't want to make a mistake in the future. I am going to get off here. I'm going to end this video here. I'm thankful for watching, and I do apologize. My first time re-recording stuff, so I will try to be better in the next recording. Please give me tips in the description. Also, the editing is not perfect, so yeah. In the next video, I'll be going over the colors, which I don't know how many times I said that. I don't know how many times I said it out. I don't know. But please, and also renamed it, which I pressed F3 and F3 plus T to like reload it to get the this loaded, because when I changed it originally it was an off thing, but I removed a word. So yeah, bye everyone.